everything I am talking about, I can't say it's true or not. This is for entertainment purposes only. I can say things that I do believe. I'm not trying to pass around propaganda like everybody else is doing on TikTok or YouTube or any of that stuff. But it's crazy that this war is right next to another war in the same region.
In a world where truth lies between shadows and light, where anchors hold you down and eagles dare to rise above, we dive into the untold stories that shape us all. Sit tight, listen close. This is Anchors and Eagles with your host, Adam Facenda. The views and discussions in this podcast are for entertainment purposes only.
What's up, guys? This is Adam Facenda from Anchors and Eagles, and yes, I'm a solo show once again, unfortunately, but soon we'll have Jolie and Geronimo back, and I'll be so excited for that. I'm going to try to keep this one really upbeat, even though last week it was kind of low and kind of slow towards the end, and I find that happens to me a lot, so I'm going to try to keep it up a little bit more upbeat. My father's anniversary, my mother's anniversary wind up in the same week of them passing. So usually something that turns me into a sad, depressed person. But I think I pushed through. I had a very busy weekend. I can't thank everybody else. I can't thank everybody enough for coming through and getting tattooed over this past weekend. It really does help me emotionally and financially, of course. So to start this show, I don't know where to start with this one, but I'm going to start with yesterday. I ran into my old self. I guess that's the best way to put it. I was struggling with getting a storage space for all my stuff at my shop. I'm getting ready to condense down to a smaller shop. And I was at this Extra Space, which is a place for self-storage. And I'm just there, and I'm watching this guy back a trailer in. And I'm debating on whether or not where I could put my motorcycle, because I can't put it in an indoor place. I have to put it in some place that I can roll the motorcycle in. And so I'm looking at this guy. It's got an orange and black trailer, dope truck. I'm like, man, I wonder if this guy's going to be putting a motorcycle and storing it here. Maybe I can get away with it too. So I'm just staring at him, and I'm waiting, And just to explain to you what I might look like at this point, I just have a black sweater on, some jeans, some sneakers. I can't see my arms. My cross isn't out. My hair is kind of just, kind of like this right now. That's why I'm wearing a hat. And I don't look intimidating or anything like that at all. And this guy all of a sudden is like, as soon as the doors open, it's like these automatic doors open up. He asked me, what the F am I looking at? And if I have a problem. And it was funny because 20 years ago, I would have just went out there and started kicking his ass. But, I'm much older now. Just like I said in the previous episode, I turned 51. And I just saw myself in this man. And he must have been in his probably like late 20s, maybe mid 20s, fired up, And he's like, you got a problem, man? You got a problem with me? You know me? I was like, no, man, just watching you. Wondering if you're going to pull a motorcycle out of your trailer. He's like, no, I ain't going to pull a motorcycle out of my trailer, man. I'm like, it says something, the door's closed. And I'm like, can you believe this guy? The door's open back up. I was like, bro, I'm not the one trying to be a tough guy here. Like, I'm having a good day, man. Like, I don't know what to say to you. So he goes, he's moving with his girl, and that's probably aggravating in itself. And he's like, gets to the elevator door right next to me. And I'm still staring at him because I'm like, I want to interject with you. Like, let's go. Like, let's get to the root of the problem here, buddy. Well, he goes up, and I go in to talk to the lady about my storage space, which I ended up not getting because I took this as maybe a bad omen if I walked into this place. And these are the type of people that are going to be in this location. And when I left, he was going back into his trailer. And I walked over to him. I was like, hey, man, I truly hope you have a blessed day today, man. I know how it sucks to move, especially just to move with your girl. And, you're probably having a stress day. But honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I hope you have a blessed day, man. Things are tough out there. And he's like, I'm sorry, dude. Like when someone stares at you, you like got to get into it. And I literally said to him, like, buddy, I'm an old man now. I don't have time for that. Life isn't that serious anymore. Don't worry, life gets better though. I promise you, man. I hope you have a great day. And he's like, thanks, man. Thanks. And most of all, I know that that man was probably having to deal with his girl. Be like, see, that guy was a nice guy, blah blah blah. But honestly, I did it not to get underneath anybody's skin, but to truly like try to connect with somebody. You know, I know what it's like to move. You know, it sucks. I mean, whoever's listening, if they ever moved from one place to the next, they know how terrible it is. And I just thought it was a good time to like be a bigger person. And maybe he needed to hear that today, you know, or yesterday. Maybe he needed to hear like it's going to be okay. I don't know. But anyway, like I said, I want to keep the stories light, and I want to make this as fun as possible in this podcast. If you're watching, you'll probably seeing that I'm wearing a hat. That's because I've been so busy that I forgot to buy new hair products. So I'm wearing a hat that I used to wear all the time. And yes, the people that on TikTok are probably going to tear me apart. Like, this guy, little hat, big head, you know? Um, I've heard that a lot of my life with this hat, and I love this hat. So it's just great to reuse this hat again. It's just great to wear this hat again and, you know, have some fun today. So one thing I saw today, let's go ahead and share something here. Hopefully today I can get this dialed in, because last time I tried to do this was just a mess. This was just a freaking mess, I tell you. I was trying to get things together for everybody. I mean, I spent a hell of a time editing and trying to make something fun for the podcast. But this is something I found to be pretty funny today. Well, not funny. I started following an Instagram page that's all about good news. It's pretty awesome. And this is one of the greatest things I've seen in a long time, that pandas are no longer in danger, which I thought was amazing. I then went down this rabbit hole of what other species are coming back, and the gray wolf is coming back. It's no longer in danger. It amazes me. There's been in my lifetime, I guess, you know, just being a kid from the 80s and the 90s, you know, the bald eagle was becoming extinct. All these things were becoming extinct, and it took, I think, my generation to really get involved and make the effort to have these species come back. You know, they were saying something about the I forget what it was, some sort of trout that has come back that's no longer in danger as well. What was it, Appalachian, or I forget that. I'm screwing that up, but it's I was pretty pumped about that as well. Things that are no longer extinct seem to be pretty okay in my book. I also came across this today, which was pretty awesome. I'm just gonna play it because I don't know about you guys, but if I'm down and bummed out, I just go and find some pages with animals on it. And if you're not watching this, I'll explain to you what it is. It's basically 4 dogs that they're going to put together on the screen. And it's an Instagram page. What is the Instagram page? The Kiffness. At the Kiffness. All right, here we go. That's another dog. Freaking awesome. I came across it and made me laugh. I don't know. I'm like, I love like certain things, like people becoming really creative. It's really unique the way people are creating content. I had this one thing I struggle with on the constant is creating content. I used to do it a lot for business. I'm now understanding, I should say, people that are content creators. I mean, I always just thought it was like you're making a video, but these people take the time to make these videos, kind of like the one that we just watched. Now that I've been talking about some positive things, I found something pretty unique this week. You know, when we started this podcast together, Geronimo and I, back in, I think it was November, we started shooting episodes together. We were talking about Three Eye Atlas, and it was like everyone was talking about it, constantly talking about it. And there's a guy out there now, like, you know, that scientist, or that, I believe it was a scientist. He was on every show. Everyone was interviewing him, you know, and it was just amazing. Like, he was everywhere. And then I came across, let's see if I can find it, this jammer today. So this video, in case it doesn't come up, I found this on X, and it says, remote viewer claims a CERN scientist warned that Draco reptilians, I didn't know there was different types of reptilians, are are arriving on Earth in 2027. And he says they're working directly with the U.S. intelligence. Guys, what the F? I think that's amazing. I mean, we haven't heard much about a Three-Eye Atlas. I guess they're just parking it around Jupiter or something, like collecting their stuff. And once we went to war, maybe they're like, oh, maybe we just hold off for a second. Maybe we watch what they do here, see what kind of firepower they have. Maybe that's what's going on with those Draco reptilians. Draco reptilians. It's funny. I have made a couple of posts on TikTok, and I have people coming at me like, oh, show the videos. And I'm like, look, these are clips from a podcast. Like, you have to go watch the podcast. So I do thank you guys all for watching the podcast. Also, I wanted to say right now, if you could give me a like, a subscribe, it helps out so much. I really want this channel to go up. I'm sure you guys have heard me say this a million times. Blair Hess is probably our biggest fan. If anyone gets an award, it's him. I'm really excited to be on my 32nd episode, but it always makes me happy to see a new follow, a new subscriber, all that stuff. It really, one day I hope to have some really amazing content, some really amazing interviews here. It's just hard where we're at right now. I really want to build the channel and get some good footing, and that's what was going on. But we had to take the small break between Geronimo and I. So hopefully when it comes back, we'll be back on it. We're hoping to do lives and actually have people come on live and interject with us. So that should be fun as well. Going on to other videos that I found, I'm just going to jump around a little bit. Hopefully they're on there. You know, what happened last week is I recorded videos and all the audio didn't show up. So this is what you get when you don't have a producer. Okay, so speaking of which, this gentleman here is, I don't remember his name. So I don't know if you guys know who Chris Blezzo is. He is a gentleman that's been having experiences with aliens for most of his life. He was on the Sean Ryan show, and I thought it was pretty interesting because I believe he was on Sean Ryan probably 4 months ago, and this just popped up in the feed saying aliens are coming in 2026. I'm just going to let him go and talk about it, and then I'll talk about it afterwards, just in case it doesn't record. So here we go.
On this piece of paper. And now I've had so many write me back, oh my God, you see they just bombed Iran, or Iran just bombed us. You know, you were right the whole time. And I did that in 2012. And so what they did was I gave them the date of 2026 because they took that celestial event and ran it through these machines that showed that exact alignment will happen in 2026 at Easter. The alignment she told me about, that the star of Regulus would be on the horizon in front of the Sphinx. At that moment, there'd be a new knowledge. Well, I had no idea if this was even possible, but these astronomers run it through the machines, and it comes out that star is going to come up on the horizon in Easter of 2026. And from that point forward, they started remote viewing the state. Government did. And now you hear it all over TV. 2026, that's the big date. 2027, that year, something's going to happen. Armageddon, you hear it all over. You know, you hear it on TV. If you study, like I've heard even, well, I won't say names, but
Please do.
well, you know Lou Elizondo, right? Lou's mentioned that date. A lot of people have.
Easter 2026.
Well, the year 2026. I gave him a specific time. And it was with Robert Grant that I told him about this alignment and all. And then he's like, oh my God. He's been looking for this ruby, this little ruby you have to find and place it between the paws of the Sphinx to make this event that he knows is going to happen in 2026. I said, Robert, it's not a ruby, it's the Star of Regulus. He looks like, he's like, oh my God, it's the King star. So what's going to happen, I don't know. But
What are we talking about here? I don't know if you guys caught that, but he was talking about, he's on Sean Ryan, he's talking about 2026, that the Easter of 2026, something huge is going to happen, Armageddon, something like that he's told this by these aliens. And from what I've heard is that he is the most on point person when it comes to a lot of these events that he's talking about. And the fact that he has the most believable story, that he regularly talks to them or is visited by aliens. And he kind of alludes to them being angels at times too, which I don't know. Maybe I'm filling in the blanks. I don't know. But it's kind of, his story is pretty great. If you guys have a chance, go on the Sean Ryan show, look it up. Chris Bledsoe, I think it's how it's pronounced. It's really, really good. I mean, he's fascinating. He's been around for a long time. And I do remember seeing stuff like his on, I think it was Ancient Aliens or something like that. His story, I should say. Just amazing, amazing. But he's saying that something big's going to happen in 2026, that he was actually told from one of these star people that we will be going to war with Iran. And I watch a lot of videos saying that like this is very biblical, and it kind of is very biblical what's going on over there. Like, I believe in the Bible's had a lot of stories in it, but you never know if it could have pertained to a certain century or whatever, or like maybe every 500, 300, 200 years, these same types of events that happen that they can relate to the Bible. But this one is, I mean, we're talking about Persia, right? At the end of the day, Iran is Persia. It's not Iran. And that's talked about a lot in biblical stories and times. So I don't know, man. I watch a lot of this stuff. I'm like one of those guys that watches tons of things, and I can talk roughly about them, but I can't remember as much as I used to. I guess it comes with old age. But this interview was amazing. I watched a lot of this interview, and I suggest you guys check it out as well. And speaking of the war, I was fumbling around today, and I found the GOAT had something to say today, which was kind of along the same lines of what's going on with what I'm talking about right here now. Alex Jones was saying that the truth is that Iran actually does have the capability of creating a nuclear bomb, and we were just threatened to leave. The U.S. needs to leave Iran, so that way, so the U.S. has to leave Iran, or else they're going to put their testing of the nuclear bomb that they have together and use it. This war is so crazy, and my algorithm was all over the place for a while with this, right? Like every minute there was something new popping up. This is what's going on in Iran. That's what's going on in Iran. I had guys that I was following from the first war, 12-day war is what they're calling it, that just went dark. Nothing happened. There was nothing out there. It was crazy. It's just, there's so much going on. And at the same time, no one's talking about Pakistan and Afghanistan are at war at the same time. No one's talking about this. Who knows if some of the stuff that's going on right now isn't popping off because of that war as well. Like that whole region is just going bonkers. And why are we not talking about Pakistan and Afghanistan warring? What's going on with that? You can find it on TikTok. It's been going on. It actually started just before this, our whole invasion of, well, I shouldn't say invasion, this whole thing that we're going after Iran for. Let me also state this. Everything I am talking about, I can't say it's true or not. This is for entertainment purposes only. I can say things that I do believe. I'm not trying to pass around propaganda like everybody else is doing on TikTok or YouTube or any of that stuff. But it's crazy that this war is right next to another war in the same region. Now, I know I'm not saying that it's like the right, like it's Dade versus Broward or anything like that. What I'm trying to say is it's really close in that area. What else is going on there? And a lot of people, they all jump on the board like, "Oh, we're doing this for Israel. We're Israel's lapdogs and stuff like that." The thing that kind of bothers me is Israel is where it all happened, right? For Christians, that's where it all happened. Our Messiah came, God came down to earth, and there's so many historical sites over there that if you don't defend that area, it's all going to disappear. This is not something that should be taken lightly. This is 2,000 years. 2,000 years of history that we're talking about. And if we let somebody else take control of that area or don't help them protect that area, we won't have those sites anymore. And to a non-Christian, they might think, yeah, who cares? Or an atheist, it doesn't matter. A Gnostic, I'm not sure I care about that. Jews, it's their land. They have, thousands of years of literature stating that they were in that area. And most of all, they've been protecting, and all these archaeologists are finding all this new stuff from back then talking about Jesus. We're finding new things every day. I feel like we have to preserve that area. Now, preserving that area means that we go and we defend and fight and help Israel, then I'm 100% for it. If we're going to war because of capital gain for Israel, absolutely not. But I will say this, and this is probably where I'm going to lose a lot of my liberal friends. I might lose some followers right now. I look at our country as a business. And I believe that because we have a president and not a king, that we are a corporation. And this corporation needs to be the strongest corporation out there. I'll tell you this. Look, I've been in business for a long time. I don't care who you are. You can say a lot of times, some people will say as business owners, small business owners, no, it doesn't bother me. The guy up the street's doing well. I want everyone to do well. Okay. Until times get really tough. And then that guy's like, man, I wish that guy would stop doing deals over there because, I'm going to go out of business. And then that becomes about business. I personally feel that this corporation, the United States, is the strongest corporation, and I want it to be the most successful corporation. I also want it to be the safest corporation. I want us all to be wealthy and healthy and all these amazing things that we have as Americans. We have the right to even have a podcast about how we disagree with things and how we don't trust the government and, inquire about things about religion and all these things. Other countries don't even have that. This country that we're warring with right now, that we're going to war with, they pretty much hate women. They've literally said in some interviews that they are lesser than animals. And I don't know about you guys, but I was born from a woman. I respect women. If someone ever hurt my mother, I would have. Some men have tried to hurt my mom, and they paid the price. How can you look at women and beat them and belittle them and do unspeakable things to them and say that your prophet is the almighty prophet of God. It's just, I'm sorry, man. Like, what they're doing with those type of people over there, that it's part of that regime, they're just disgusting people. And yeah, I want America to win. I want America to set the record straight. I want Christianity to still be able to be practiced in all parts of the world, because I believe that that's what we have here. And I don't want anyone taking advantage of this situation, as much as I don't want anyone to dictate what I can and cannot believe in. You know, I love America. I mean, this is the only place I know. This is a place I love. And a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I actually had someone once just recently at my shop say, yeah, you know, this, that, and the other thing about America. And I said, yeah, but that's the great part, is you can sit outside, say that out loud, and you can have those opinions. In some countries, if you had those opinions and said something bad about their country, I don't know, maybe Iran, they would come and arrest you. And, or as a protester, they could just kill you. That's what's been going on. So when people are like, oh, America's so bad, you know, these protests, you know, people are dying in it. Like, no, people died in it. Yes, I agree. But the people are being slaughtered in Iran. It's just terrible. Terrible. So I also went on to, let me get off of that. So I also noticed that there was some, on TikTok, there were some videos of people saying that during the Pakistan, Afghanistan war, there is a sighting of a UAP, I think is what they call them now. I'm old. They're UFOs that popped up. And we had a discussion, Geronimo and I, just recently on the podcast about, have you seen any of the orbs or anything like that going on over top of Israel or Iran? But there's people that are posting videos of spacecraft over top of Pakistan. And then someone wrote me finally, because people came at me like, oh, show the proof. Like, I want the proof. You show me the proof. Does anyone has a video like that? Please send it to me. I'd love to check it out. I'll even air it on our podcast, maybe even one of our lives. But man, like, someone's going to send me something that they found over top of Iran. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard, there's also the triangle ship that's been appearing here and there. And I think they debunked that as actually a U.S. ship that we do reconnaissance with. It's triangle shape, and it's not the bomber or anything like that. It's not the stealth bomber. It's literally the same thing everyone's been seeing forever, a big triangle ship that floats over places, multiple lights and whatnot. And man, I want to get some of that. Like, it's hard for me to get involved with that. The orbs kind of blow my mind. But if you're a listener and you've seen any of this, please tag me in it. Send it to me. You can send it to me through Instagram or TikTok. I would love to show some of the stuff that's been out there. Crazy stuff. You know, to get off the war stuff. What's crazy, at the same time, they're coming up with all this amazing science about healing, like regenerating hair and teeth and stem cell. I don't know. You know what? Hold on one second. I'm going to check this right now. Okay, I'm back. So for some reason, I remembered that stem cell research was once banned. And I just looked it up in 2001. Bush, the era of Bush, put a ban on us doing anything with stem cells when it came to embryonic stem cell lines. So then they worked around it. I mean, maybe that banning was probably a really good thing, because they were taking, I guess, embryonic cells, like baby cells and stuff like that, or eggs, I'm not sure, and doing the research. And I think what we were worried about back in the day is them creating humans from nothing, right? To genetically create humans. And maybe this ban is what has helped so much of the innovative research that's being done right now. I have friends that have healed themselves from certain things, I have a friend that's in that space that he's told me crazy things. There was just something recently out that a young man that was paralyzed is no longer paralyzed from the chest up as of now because of stem cell research and stem cell stem cell therapy. I think it's amazing. I can't believe, like, guys, if you're listening to this, think about it. I don't care what age you are. You're 60, you're 70, you're 50, you're 40, whatever. This man is saying that they can turn the clocks back 50 to 70% of your age to have my sight that I had when I was 25, my vigor that I was when I was 25, the skin that I was at when I was 25, the heart, everything, just to like rewind everything. Whew, man. And I think maybe this is going to be really expensive to get a hold of, right? When they first figure it out, it's going to be very, very expensive. But at the same time, if you get another 25 to 50 good years of life, I'm sure you'll be able to finance it somehow. There's no way it's worth the $100,000. I mean, people put $100,000 in their mouth. People put $100,000 in their face, $250,000 in their face to make themselves look younger. But guess what? Internally, they're still falling apart. It's like a paint job, brand new paint job in a 57 Chevy that you never rebuilt the engine. Maybe that car is a little too old for you guys if you're listening right now. But let's take it back. A 2001 whatever Corvette, and you decide you're just going to like paint it and not do any maintenance on the inside of it, not rebuild the engine at all, none of that. Guess what? It's still going to fall apart. You get $250,000 in your face, and your body's going to fall off, and your body's going to fall apart. Come on, guys, let's get it together here. I'm so excited about the stem cell stuff, much more than the neuroplants that they want to put in people's heads. And just think, and like, as I'm reading here, it says Obama in 2009 lifted the bans on all this kind of research, and this is because the government was actually working with the stem cells, and now it's private. And what does this say? That's great. So what I'm reading here is that the FDA is finally approving of some of these some of the stem cell research and therapy. A lot of people got to go outside of the country to go get stem cell therapy and stuff like that. That being said, to be 25 again, I guess kind of we'll circle back to the beginning of this conversation. The gentleman that I had a brief conversation with, I guess we'll say disagreement, if you will, at the storage place, I saw myself in him being angry at that age, but to be that old saying of like, if I could go back in time and know what I know now to then, man, to physically be 25 years younger and know what I know now, life is going to get so good. So let's all pray that this all comes true. No more plastic surgery, none of that stuff. Just rewind the clock a little bit so we can enjoy another 25 to 50 years of life. And who knows, maybe you can rewind this bad boy every 25 years. Man, life is going to get great. Well, that's it for now, guys. I'm Adam Facenda from Anchors and Eagles. Hopefully we'll have Jolie and Geronimo back on soon. They have really great interactions and stuff like that. We will be doing live shows eventually. And I just thank you again for listening.